Hi, my name is Melody Williams, and I'd like to share with you a little bit about my story and how our family started our journey here at New Covenant Christian School. I met my husband, John Williams, in 2011, and we married in 2012. We had our first son, Parker, in 2015, and then we had another son, Sutton, in 2019. Right about that time is when the pandemic started. And I remember staying home, trying to work from home with two small kids. In 2021, the fall of 2021, I found out I was pregnant with our third child. It was a little bit of a surprise. In fall of 21, we all got COVID. And the kids and I, we recovered pretty quickly from it. But John, he experienced some more aggressive side effects from the COVID. He ended up in the hospital. He was having a hard time breathing. His oxygen level was low. I was not allowed to go visit him. I could not go up there with him at all to take him there. When he first went, they would not admit him. They told him he was fine. I had to go pick him up, of course, with the kids, and bring him home. And 2 days later, he was not getting any better. Actually, it was increasingly getting worse. They admitted him at that time, and he was in the hospital for 9 days total. At the 8-day mark, I remember that morning, my mother-in-law, so John's mom, called me and told me that his dad, who was also in the hospital with COVID at the time, was not wanting to push through and make it anymore. And we all were very confused by this. We didn't have a lot of the details. It was a very busy time for the nursing staff, so we didn't know a lot of information. So my mother-in-law and her daughter went up to the hospital to see him, John's dad, that morning, and found out some more information, and come to pass, he did end up passing that afternoon. It was probably 2 hours later that I got a call from the ICU, and they called to tell me that John was not going to make it through the night, and asked me if I would like to come up and visit and be with him before he passed. So I called his mom, and she had just gotten home from being up there with her husband, and we went up and visited John during that time. And he did not pass while we were there, so we did leave. And then just about the time I got back to my parents' house as they were watching the two younger kids, they called me to tell me that if I'd like to be there with him while he passes, that I could come back up. So we went back up, and he entered his journey in heaven at that time with the Lord. It was a very scary time, a very sad time. I felt very alone. I was 18 weeks pregnant. I did not know if I was having a girl, having a boy. I did find out 2 weeks later that it was another boy. And I had to, laugh at God that he has a sense of humor to give me 3 boys. So Parker at that time, he was in kindergarten in fall of 21 at another Christian school in the area. And he started to express his grief in ways that kids do. I remember I would get lots of phone calls. I would have to come pick him up. And on top of this, I'm pregnant. I'm trying to work a full-time job. I'm trying to figure out my husband's business and what I was going to do for the future with that, as well as, take care of our house and all the other things. They ended up telling me the week before spring break that they wanted me to finish the year homeschooling him. And that was a shock to me. That was devastating. I felt, not only did I feel alone again, I felt I didn't have support from the Christian community that I felt should be there for us during this tough time. So we started the journey into that with him being home, and then my younger son being home. And then about a month and a half later, I had the baby. In August, I reached out to the school to see if they were going to let Parker come back. And they had a changeover in elementary principal at the time. So I met with her via Zoom, and the decision was that he was not going to be able to return there. So with it being August, the beginning of August, I panicked. I started to, think, okay, what are my options? And after talking to his counselor and some other people, I heard about New Covenant Christian School. And I gave them a call. And I remember the day that I talked to Mrs. Todd on the phone. I will never forget her voice, her sweet demeanor, just her patience, probably in my frazzledness. And we set up a meeting to meet with Mr. Gatlin. And my parents came with me to that meeting. We brought Parker, and I remember him talking to us. And of course, at the time I'm thinking, no one wants us. We aren't accepted. Feeling very rejected. But that wasn't at all what the meeting was like. And I remember at the end when Mr. Gatlin said, yes, we will take Parker here. We will, gladly see how things will go. And again, another God thing, he was starting in first grade here, and the teacher was new for first grade that year, and she lived in our neighborhood. That connection, we could talk with her when she walked by our house. We would see her. She, could see Parker in his everyday atmosphere. She was totally welcome to him joining her class, and very happy for that opportunity. I honestly don't know what we would do without the school and the people here that show their love and their kindness to us. And now today, Parker is in third grade, and his teacher lives in our neighborhood. And so that's another blessing that we have, because it's the mom of the first grade teacher he had. And they're a wonderful family who we love very much. And I also have Sutton here this year in kindergarten, which has been a blessing to have with Mrs. Benson. And I look forward to having my younger son here too as well when he starts school. So thank you very much for all that you do for the school. It means a lot to the families here in more ways than you can imagine.